Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing two seats. Behind me I have the Freedom Series seat from Bad Boyz Cyclez, as well as the Saddlemen SDC Pro Series seat. We're going to go through the seats, we're going to do an in-depth review, and then I'm going to tell you which one I'm hanging on to and why, right here today on the Open Throttle. To the left, this is the Saddlemen seat by SDC. It's the Pro Series. To the right is the Bad Boyz Cyclez Freedom seat. Now, you're going to notice a lot of similarities, and you're also going to notice a lot of differences. But by looking, you can see right off the bat that they have a very similar stitching configuration, right? So you've got the red cross stitching on both seats. I like how on the Saddlemen they took the design and they kept it going on this back piece. So on the Pro Series, this piece right here and this piece, it's got the grippy material. It's not the smooth leather that you have down below, but it's a little more grippy, right? So I think that's why the Pro Series has found a niche in the marketplace, is they're providing this back support, and it's grippy, so it's nice. It really holds you in. But let's go seat by seat. I'm going to give you my pros, my cons, and let you know where I stand on both of these. So let's come over here. Let's start with the Saddlemen first. What you'll notice about the Saddlemen is this very cool design that they have. While the leather isn't perforated, they've used this technology to really provide, I mean, look at that. It's almost like carbon fiber. It looks really, really great. Again, like I mentioned in the back, you've got this grip material, so you can see here that the pattern is a little bit different from below. It gives it a little bit of a contrast, but it's really, it'll really snug you in. It'll hold you in. Same thing up at the backrest. It's got that grippy material, but if you look at the back, it brings that carbon fiber look that you saw down on the seat. It brings it back. And then on the very back of the seat, I was about to call it a passenger pillion, but if you have a passenger, I don't think they're going to want to sit on this. It brings the same design element as the grippy side, and it is actually the same material as the grip side to your lower back. This is different from this. Has some of the same design elements up top, but yet different from here. So no matter which way you look at the seat, it's got these different angles and patterns, which I think is kind of cool. Now I'm going to try to do this with my hand on the camera, but there we go. So you can actually lift up the passenger backrest. I'm sorry, the rider backrest. So you have this metal bracket with a cotter pin, and depending on where you have the cotter pin will determine exactly where the height of the backrest is going to come into play. I think this is a great design. I think the seat looks unbelievable, but let me tell you where I'm going to ding it, and it's going to get the ding. The seat is hard. It is just not plush at all. I put about 3.5, 4 hours on this seat, and on the 4th hour, well, I've ridden the bike multiple times with the seat, but typically when you're around that 4-hour mark, you start to feel the fatigue. It doesn't really seem to loosen up on you, and when you push down on it, it is just super firm. When would I want to ride this seat? I would want to ride this seat if I was doing an hour, 2 hour, maybe 3 hour tops when I'm riding solo, not when I have a passenger. Okay, this is not an application where you want to put a passenger on the back, because I mean, look at that. What are you doing with that? I don't think this seat is actually meant for a passenger. I think this seat is definitely meant for one-up riding and for more aggressive riding, because if you look at the angle of the way that your back is situated in, you know, that's meant for somebody that wants to grip it and rip it. So if you're looking for a super aggressive seat, not for long distance touring, that you can go out for the day, where it looks unbelievable, high quality, a lot of attention to detail, something a little more unique, then I would recommend the Saddlemen seat for that application. But in terms of this review, the Saddlemen seat came in second, and I'm going to tell you why. This seat by Bad Boyz Cyclez is the Freedom seat, and right off the bat, you can tell that you're looking at a really special seat here. So first of all, I want you to take a look at the stitching and the quality and the craftsmanship that go into this. So in the middle of the seat, right? So let's call this the middle insert. The leather is perforated. which I think is a really nice feature. Not only does it look great, but it has really good breathability, especially on those hot summer days when the seat is just absolutely baking in the sun. Number two, the cross stitching. The cross stitching looks unbelievable. They used a little bit of a darker red in their stitching, and there's just no fragments anywhere. The way that the seams are done, it's just ultimate perfection. And if you look at the lower back area, it's got a really nice design. This is a little bit wider than the Saddlemen from side to side, which I like. But the most important thing I want to mention about this seat is, look at how soft this is. They have a ton of gel underneath the top layer, and under the gel is the foam core. So they've really added a lot of gel to their seat. And I got to tell you, at the end of the day, I believe that's what makes the difference. Because when you sit on it day one, I mean, you could ride this seat for 7-8 hours at a shot, and you're not going to be fatigued. I'm telling you, I've done it. This is a unbelievable seat for short, medium, and long distance cruising. Now, next up, I ride 2-up a lot. I've never seen a passenger pillion that is shaped so perfectly for a passenger, has as much gel underneath it, and look at how thick this thing is. Look at the thickness of this passenger pillion. So when we ride 2-up, we run a chopped tour pack, not the King, we run the chopped. And some of the problems that I've seen on some of the seats that are out there is that if the passenger pillion is way too thick, then who's ever riding on the back of your bike on a chopped tour pack, you're going to be sitting too high up on the back, right? So this is absolutely perfect. This is the perfect amount of depth on the passenger pillion where the passenger still has a great fit on the chopped tour pack, but most importantly, they have unbelievable comfort because of the amount of gel and padding that goes into this seat. Now, if you remove the passenger pillion, right, you can run the seat solo. Now you can get a good idea of what this seat looks like if you want to run it solo. Something else I want to mention, and it's really important to note in the review, is I don't have the backrest. The backrest actually goes right in here, or if you're running the pillion, it'll go through the top, slide through, and that'll give you the same idea as this back support, but the one from Bad Boyz Cyclez is bigger than this. This is actually kind of small. It works because it hits you in your lower back, but the one from Bad Boyz Cyclez on the Freedom seat is much wider, and it angles back and forth, and it's going to give you a much better fit and feel. So at the end of the day, I'm definitely going to say, if you're looking for one size fits all, this is the one. And especially if you're riding 1-up and 2-up, and you want something that's a combo seat, this is the way to go. You can leave your main seat on at all times, and then just change it up when you want to use the passenger pillion. If you are riding 1-up 90+% of the time, and you're looking for something a little bit more aggressive, I think you'll be just as happy with the Saddlemen seat. But like I said, if I'm in the market to choose one seat and one seat only, Freedom Series seat, Bad Boyz Cyclez is definitely taking the top choice here for me. Now, something else I want to mention too, which is kind of important, the people that you do business with. And while I haven't had the same experience with Saddlemen, I've had an unbelievable experience with George over at Bad Boyz Cyclez. And what I mean by that is I never called Saddlemen. I didn't ask to speak to the owner of the company. I didn't have anything I needed to discuss. So I can't give you an honest comparison of the service aspect of the two companies, but I have spoken to George at Bad Boyz Cyclez multiple times over the last 2 years, and I've bought other product from him, and I spend a lot of time in the Facebook forums, and he's always in there commenting, answering questions. This is a guy that gets back to you morning, noon, or night. He's in California, I'm in New York. I wake up in the morning and I've got messages from him. He's been nothing but a gentleman to work with, and to me, the people that stand behind a product are equally as important as the product alone. And you know, especially today, there's many places you can go to buy a seat. So when I bought this seat from George, it just felt really good because I know I'm supporting a great guy and a great quality product, and I hope I see more out of his brand because I think there's a lot of room to go for what he's doing, but he's very smart because he's sticking to what's most important right now, and that is mastering a product. And right now, I believe he's absolutely mastering this Freedom seat. right, so there's the review. Freedom Series from Bad Boyz Cyclez, and we have the Pro Series SDC from Saddlemen. It's a beautiful day out today. I'm sorry if that sun is just causing all these different shadows, but thanks for tuning in again, and let me know below. Comment below and let me know which seat you prefer. I got to tell you though, I really thought Saddlemen was going to take the top honors, but I absolutely love the Freedom seat. This is not a paid advertisement. I'm not on the payroll for Bad Boyz Cyclez. I can just tell you that it's an amazing operation, great people, and they put out a quality product. And yeah, that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Open Throttle.